Welcome to BizJet TV. My name is Fabrizio Poli, and on today's episode, we're going to put two airplanes side by side. We're going to look at the Bombardier Global 5500 and the Gulfstream G500, two new aircraft. There are only 4 Global 5500s flying at the moment and 9 Gulfstream G500s flying at the moment. They're being manufactured over at Gulfstream and Bombardier, and they're rolling out, and they're two very good aircraft. Very close, I must say. So in today's episode, we're going to be comparing, performance and costs and that of the two aircraft. So you'll be able to see how they compare side by side. This is something a bit unusual. I don't usually do here on BizJet TV. Now, the numbers you'll be seeing will be general numbers. Of course, when we look at flight operations, we have to look at your particular operation, how you're going to operate the aircraft, the hours you're going to fly, how many pilots you're going to employ, where you're going to be flying to, and that way we can develop a specific spreadsheet for your operation, and that can differ quite a bit. So we'll be going into that today. If it's your first time here on BizJet TV, welcome. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel all about business aviation and lots more. Lots of information here. Click the notification bell. It helps get the word out there and spread the word about BizJet TV and about private aviation. This channel is all about instructing you and educating you on how the private jet is an incredible and amazing business tool which will help you grow your business. So enough from this intro, let's get straight into it and let's look at the comparison between the Global 5500 and the Gulfstream G500. Off we go. So let's talk about the features of the Gulfstream G500 and why buy a Gulfstream. Obviously, if you are a Gulfstream aficionado and you have a G450 or 550, you probably want the latest and greatest. You want to get yourself into a G500. Great airplane, 5,300 nautical mile range, more or less. It won't get you from London to Los Angeles, but it'll get you comfortably across over to New York or to Dubai from London, or coast to coast from New York to LA. Quite comfortably. The cabin, as you can see, is quite big. It's cost $45.5 million to buy one of these new from Gulfstream, which is nice. It requires 3,100 feet to land, which is good. Good performance there. It's about $600 an hour cheaper than the Global 5500, but it does require more runway for landing. It's cheaper to operate. That's another thing which has to be taken into consideration if you're comparing this to the Global 5500. The Gulfstream G500 also, if you're type rated as a pilot on this airplane, it's just a few differences. It's a differences course, a few days to be able to qualify on the G600 and also onto the G700. But if you're coming from a Gulfstream G450 or 550 onto the G500, you have to do a whole new course. So that's really where we're at. So overall, I'd say this is a good airplane, something that needs to be considered for the reasons I just explained. Now, let's look at the Global 5500. This is a Canadian airplane built by Bombardier, but instead of having Pratt & Whitney engines, which you think a Canadian airplane would have, it's got Rolls-Royce engines on this one, which is interesting. It's got a large cabin, wider than the Gulfstream, 70 knots faster as well, and also the landing performance is remarkable. It lands in 2,200 feet, so it requires almost 900 feet less than the Gulfstream G500, and that's due to the wing design. They've really gone a long way here on the aerodynamics on this airplane, and so it's faster, it lands shorter distance, and also it's got a much smoother ride. And this, especially if you're flying long distance across the oceans, it does get a bit bumpy over the ocean. So, if you're on there for about 10 hours, you want to be comfortable. And so definitely what Bombardier have done here, they've really done a good job at, designing the wing in order to do that. The other advantage you have on the Global 5500, which you don't have on the Gulfstream, is that if you are operating a Global Express or a Global XRS and your pilots want to qualify on the 5500 or the 6500, it's only 2 to 3 day course to qualify. You don't have to do a full type rating. What Bombardier have done on these aircraft, on the Global 5500, they've maintained the yoke, even though it's fly-by-wire, but you've got the yoke, you don't have the fly-by-wire side stick, which you have on the Global 7500, for example, which is a whole new type rating. So that's kind of the advantages there. It is a bit more expensive to operate, than the Gulfstream, but it has more range. It's got 5,900 nautical mile range, so it gets you from Manchester or London to Los Angeles direct quite comfortably, which is important. Price tag for this is 46 million, so only $500,000 more. You'll find that if you go to speak to the guys over at Bombardier, they are more willing to negotiate on prices and options and things to be able to give you a deal, while the people over at Gulfstream tend to be very, sort of fixed on their pricing. Again, these numbers I've just given you are general numbers. We must get very specific on your type of operation to be able to develop a specific spreadsheet to see how much it's going to cost you, and also to see if the airplane is really what you need for your business. And that's why, here we only give general information, and then if you need to get specific, which I recommend you get if you're serious about buying an aircraft, just contact us, email, you can see here, and we'll schedule you in for a call. So that's really the comparison between the Gulfstream G500 and the Global 5500. As I said, both very good aircraft. Depends on your taste and your needs. I wouldn't say one is better than the other. It really depends what you're looking for, what you're aiming to achieve, what your personal taste is, and what your needs are. If you haven't subscribed to BizJet TV, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Gives us a thumbs up, and also click on the notification bell so every time we publish a new video, you'll be notified. And comment below. We'd love to hear from you, hear what you think about this episode, and also if you've got any recommendations, suggestions for the future, or if you'd like to be interviewed, or you know anybody that would be a good person to interview here on BizJet TV. We'd like to hear about these people, and would like to reach out to them and get them on here as a guest. So that's really all from me on BizJet TV. So if you want to look at the video I did on the G500, the Gulfstream, new generation of Gulfstreams, just click on that video. That's an interesting one. It goes more into depth about the 3 aircraft and the future. And that's all from Fabrizio Poli on BizJet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.